Well, on the other hand, we have persuasive essays in which we express our personal opinion towards something. Well, as we mentioned before, generally academic writings, academic essays generally must be objective, but does it contradict the fact that we say in persuasive essays we express our opinion? Does that mean that academic essays exclude persuasive writings? No. You know, despite the fact that we bring our personal opinion in a persuasive essay and we try to make the reader believe in what we say and accept it, we need also some factual information. We also need some, let's say, facts that we can bring from different sources like books, like journals, like articles, and we need to bring them in order to support our personal opinion. So we can say that, again, the language in a persuasive essay must also be objective, but it can also be to some extent subjective. You're also allowed to express your opinions because the base is your opinion, but to prove this base, to support this base, which is your opinion, you need factual information. So, as I said, factual information can be used to strengthen the support for your ideas. It's very important, very generally, the reason why we do some research, why we have citations, why we refer to, let's say, different articles, we refer to, for example, the writings of the other well-known writers is to make our opinions more valid, to add credit to what we are discussing, to say that, for example, what we are saying, what we are, let's say, discussing has also been discussed previously, for example, by these people, by these writers. So attempt to make the reader buy into your ideas. That means this is an essay in which we try to convince the reader that what we are believing, what we are discussing is true. And we have effective counter-argument and refutation. Counter-argument and refutation is a very important, it's an indispensable part of a good persuasive essay. We have already focused on counter-argument and refutation, but we will talk about it again. When we want to prove something, it's also a good idea to mention the opinions of the other groups of people who do not agree with us. But the purpose is not to say that, for example, also these are some accepted opinions. The reason why we bring these opinions, which is counter-argument, is to refute them, is to reject them. We bring their opinions, we say this is how some other people believe, and then we bring a solution for that, or we prove it wrong. This is what we mean by counter-argument and refutation. This occurs normally in the last paragraph or in the last part of the essay before the conclusion. So first, in the main bodies, we express our opinion, and then in the last body paragraph or in the last body paragraphs, we bring the opposite opinions of other people. But normally this is what we do. In the first part of the paragraph, we talk about the opposite opinion of people. We explain, for example, what they think and the reason why they think so. And then in the second part of the body paragraph, towards the end of the paragraph, we refute it. We bring enough reasons and evidence to say that the way that they think is wrong, or this is not at least the same way, for example, that these people or this group of people believe in. This is what we mean by counter-argument and refutation. Why does it strengthen our point? Because that shows that we have also considered the opinions of the other people. Well, here we have the general structure of an academic essay. The introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. You're familiar with this. Now, the introduction consists of 3 different parts. The first part is the hook. The hook is something that catches the reader's attention. It might be a question, it might be an interesting anecdote, something that, once the reader reads, makes the reader enthusiastic to continue and to read more about that. Then we also have the background information. We will have to explain the context. We will have to explain the topic and the subject. Let's say, for example, if we're talking about a problem, we will have to explain it well. And then at the end of the introduction, we always have a thesis statement. By thesis statement, as you already know, we're talking about a sentence in which we express our main idea or the general things that we are going to discuss in the body paragraphs. And then we have the body paragraphs. We can write one body paragraph for each main, let's say, point. Suppose that we're writing an expository essay, we're going to give information. So we might want to give information about different aspects of something. Each aspect can be developed and discussed in one body paragraph. We must bring evidence for each main fact or idea that is included as the support. And something that is interesting is following the 3E rule. We mean explain, expand, and examples. First, we need to explain something, then we need to expand on it. That means we will have to bring more explanations and details about that. And finally, we will have to, let's say, bring examples. Exemplification is a very effective strategy that allows you to convey your message, that allows you to be more persuasive. And finally, we have the conclusion. At the beginning of the conclusion, we will write a restatement of the thesis statement. I mean, try to paraphrase the thesis statement, which is the last sentence of your introduction, and then have a summary of the main points. Like you can have a summary of the topic sentences at the beginning of every body paragraph, and then summarize them and paraphrase them and let's say explain them again. And finally, you need to write one or two sentences about the importance of the subject. You need to write sentences that makes the reader want to read more and know more about the topic.